Hello, this is VerticalSandwich, and welcome back to Let's 100% Grand Theft Auto Vice City. We are starting level 8 of the Paramedic missions, and as this video sits right now, I'm looking at it, it's 14 minutes and 59 seconds. So it may get split into two videos. So if it does, my audio will probably cut, maybe in the middle of a sentence. I'm actually looking at the video cut right now. It's going to happen in about 8 minutes. In fact, I'm sure I'm going to split them. Maybe but I'm going to record them together because it's easier for me. And on the last video, I said that you should pick up people in the hard spot south of the beach first. What I meant was first out of your trip, not necessarily first out of the entire mission. You should always go towards, unless you have a ton of time starting out, you should always go towards the people who are close, because they give you the same time bonus as anybody else. And they're close. So, anyway, let's see. We've gone through all of this stuff about paramedic missions, and I think we still have like 35 minutes of these videos. Actually, a good part, I think, of the level 12 video is that the level 12, and then my end celebration involves me crashing and blowing up the ambulance. And I think I left that in, so... Anyway, we'll see that then. Because I was pretty ecstatic to get this out of the way. I'd been dreading this for a while. So, let's see, we gave a shout out to Nintendo Capri Sun in the last video, and I said I was eating Freezy Pops a couple videos before that. Right now I'm drinking Diet Mountain Dew. I'm a Libra. My turn-ons include... No, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna get so desperate for things to talk about that we're gonna start talking about my sign of the Zodiac. Actually, I'm not. No, since they added the 13th sign of the Zodiac, I'm not a Libra anymore. Something changed. How's that? I'm in my 30s, and I'm going on 31, and my sign in the Zodiac suddenly changed. Actually, I do have to say that some of the stuff on the audio track for the ambulance is kind of funny. It's not as funny as it probably could be. It involves, but there's some that involves nudie magazines and stuff like that. It's really, it's interesting. Yeah, and at one point there's a fat woman stuck in the elevator, and a guy's like, "I'm gonna go check it out." Again, there's outside of the advice already offered, such as, again, handbrake, handbrake, handbrake. Look at the fact sheet that I'm providing in these descriptions. Keep the speed down. I really can't. I can't tell you the things about this that you probably intuitively have to know. That there are just things that you're going to pick up by instinct. There are things that you're going to get comfortable with. I'm a big believer, and I was going to say this at the end of the last video, I'm a big believer in using familiar routes, is developing, out of this hospital, you'll almost always notice that I take a right, and then I take an immediate left, and then I know at the end of that immediate left, at the end of that road, you can go right or left, and then the first turn will be a straightaway that goes 2 blocks to the beach. And I almost always go and come back on those 2 block straightaways, because the section next to the beach is that long section that's cut by that alley, where PCG Playground goes down and all these missions happen. And that can be a real pain in the butt, because they're not direct cuts. There are only a couple roads that go all the way through that alley section. Otherwise, they go through to another road, and up, and then turn to go through the section of the alley. Those straightaways are really, really helpful, because you don't want to corner more than you have to in the ambulance. It's a big thing. It's a very top-heavy vehicle. It wants to, that's the big shout out to what you're doing too, is when the person comes on the radio and says somebody keeps stealing ambulances. This is one of the few times you'll see me not use my route off the beach. My same route off the beach is when I came through here, and it was just the most convenient thing at the time. That section just north of where the beach wall stops, right where you pick up PCG Playground. I hate that section of beach. It's too rocky. It tries to flip your ambulance over. You'll see later, the very south area of the beach has some of the most nightmarish hills in the world on it. The only strategy I can give you for that is don't turn. Is face the summit of the hill and drive straight up it, and do it slowly. Because if you try to go up those hills sideways, when you hit the top of the hill, it'll flip your ambulance over, and you'll roll down the hill. And if that happens, you're done. It's one of those mistakes that you make once and go, never again. Also, a general piece of advice is you can basically disregard the existence of light poles and stoplight poles alongside of the road, and because you can just run them over. You could just run them over, and it won't even put a dent in the damage level of your ambulance. It won't hurt your patients. At least it won't hurt them enough to cancel your missions.
We got a suspected arson attack in Little Lady. All services requested.
Let's see. What are we doing? This is hard. I was worried about filling this commentary because, again, this is a lot of time to talk about one specific thing. This actually is one of the things that I as much as people hate this, as much as this is the dreaded thing, and a lot of people who are trying to 100% complete the game, when they realize how big this mission is, just walk away and go, I'm never doing this. This is one of the things I like about the game, is that the game, you know, the game requires you to be really good on your feet and really good with, you know, shooting and driving and getting away and escaping and doing horribly reckless things. But then the game also requires you to do some things that take incredible devotion and practice and skill. I mean, this is not the boat missions. I think the boat controlling in this game is so bad that, like, the boat missions really take a lot of time. In fact, the first time I ever 100% completed this game, the last thing I did was Checkpoint Charlie, which is one of the boat missions. You're not familiar. And it was just because I couldn't get it right. I had done it enough. I tried it enough that I just walked away and said I'm not that worried about it. And had to come back later and really just beat myself up to the point that I could do it. And now I can do it without much of a problem. I can do most things in this game without much of a problem. Although I am genuinely worried about how many tries it's going to take me to get the rifle range mission done, because 45 points in the rifle range is the most mathematically crazy thing that they require you to do in this game. But that's another thing that really I think is very challenging about this game and the way it works. So anyway, I know I'm going to put a cut into this video, and it's coming up right now. So here we go, and thanks.